Hey, what's up, yo? So today I'll just be going over my portfolio assignment, and I'll be explaining all the new changes I've included into this part of this assignment. And at the end, I'll be showcasing it on the Azure website. And I'll just be talking about any of the challenges I faced and how I was able to overcome them. All right, so let's just talk about the things I've included in the change. A lot of the stuff that I did change was in the Java. I had some changes in HTML, but it wasn't that much. It was some of just ID stuff changing, where exactly it was placed and all that kind of stuff. And I also added like one simple thing here to store the list section. A lot of changes did happen up in the Java place, so I'll just talk about that. So the first thing I did was I added a skill input form where the user can type in a skill and click a button to add it to the list. The skills are updated dynamically on the page. I would say one new skill is added, so that basically just sums it up what happens when the new skill button is pressed. I'll show you guys on the actual website itself, but you're able to add a new skill onto the skill section. And it's like user interactive, so user can type in any skill they want to add and press the add skill button and it will show up. And the next thing I did was I created a loop to display my projects. I used three arrays to hold the project titles, um, which were the descriptions and deadlines. And I used a for each loop to generate the display each project on the page. And also another thing I did was I also added features that check the project's deadline, and it compares it to the deadline to the current date and shows whether the project is ongoing, which means it's still in progress, or it's completed. And for the three projects I have already included since the beginning of this portfolio assignment, my three Python projects, I make sure to list them as completed, but I also include two other projects, and I had them ongoing, and one with the deadline set that tells you how many days left. Also, another new feature that I've included is the resume download tracker. So in the previous one on the previous portfolio assignment, it did have a resume downloader where if you tap download resume, it would download it. And of course, the little thing would pop up in the middle of the screen. And once you press download, it would tell you the download was successful. But this time around, I made sure to include it in a way where it only pops up once. So the first time you press download resume, it will download then, but if you press download again, it would not download. I mean, sorry, it would not show you that you have successfully downloaded it since you already downloaded it once. And I also included a tracker at the bottom of the page where you can see how many times you have downloaded it. The reason why I did that was basically just to follow with the rubric guidelines. But yeah, and one of the last things I did was I created tables for my education and work experience using JavaScript. These tables were generated based on the data in the code, so the data in the HTML code, and they basically just display the relevant schools I attended and the jobs I had. The download wasn't too hard. It was just nearly the same thing I did in HTML. I just made sure to include it in Java to make it easier for some of the stuff. But yeah, for CSS, I didn't have to touch it too much. It's relatively the same, honestly. Um, I had some changes with my HTML, of course, some of the ID changes. I also included some other small stuff. But yeah, the little skill section, so it can show on the screen how you can type in the skill. You can show you exactly where to type it in and where to press to submit it. So like the button is also present there. All right, now I'll show you guys on the actual Azure website. All right, let me just do a fresh one. Here it is. It relatively still looks somewhat the same, but I did include the add skill section right here. You can type in a skill. Let's say listener will add it right under, follows it. Of course, the download resume will pop up. Boom. We'll download it right here, that section. And then at the bottom, it'll tell you how many times you downloaded it. We downloaded one time. So if I do it again, it'll go up one.